Pete Richardson here with Camp Tool YMCA, and today we're talking about lighting. We're also going to talk about contrast and how to get some cool photos using lighting and contrast. So let's go take some photos. Right now we are standing outside, so natural light is the first thing we're going to talk about. Natural light is one of those types of light that is awesome to shoot in, whether you're taking photos of your friends, you're taking photos of a natural landscape or animals. Natural light can be awesome. There are some detrimental things about light that you need to watch out for. 12 o'clock, noon is when the sun's directly overhead, and that can be really hard to shoot in because the light is just coming straight down. However, around a little before dusk, so 5 o'clock or early in the morning at dawn, are really great times to take photos because the light is coming at an angle, and you can position your camera around your subject in such a way that it really shows off what you're taking a photo of. Okay guys, so we're in the gym right now, and indoor lighting can be a lot of fun to take photos with. You can manipulate it in such a way that it makes really cool photos, where you can't really do that as much outside. However, there are some pitfalls that we do want to avoid. Fluorescent lighting, like we have here, will really wash out your photos. So make sure that your camera is always set so that it adjusts for that fluorescent lighting. So now we're going to talk about contrast. So what is contrast? Contrast is the difference between light and dark things on a camera. So for example, this stump right here might be a very good subject for contrast. As you can see, there's lots of little grooves and indentations in the bark here that you would get a lot of that contrast, that juxtaposition of light and dark in your camera lens. So looking for subjects like trees or brick walls or even gravel on the ground is perfect for shooting photos with lots of contrast. The last thing we're going to talk about today regarding light is lens flare. Now lens flare comes from when there's a very strong light that enters the camera at such an angle that it reflects back off of the mirror or the sensor in the camera. Now lens flare can be a very fun thing to play with, but you do want to make sure that you are aware of it when you're taking photos outside, or let's say at a concert where there's very harsh lighting coming in at all different angles. So how to create lens flare, let's say it's early morning or late evening, and you're taking a photo of a nice field. What you want to do is position your camera lens so the sun's off at an angle, and as you're positioning it, you can look through the viewfinder and see where you'll see almost like streaks of light inside the lens. That's lens flare. So you can kind of position your camera in such a way that it works out great for your photo. This is the end of our video for today. Let's recap what we went over. A debrief is always a good thing to do. So we talked about lighting, which we talked about natural light and interior lights and how that can affect the camera and the lens. We talked about contrast, talking about taking photos of things that show off lots of contrast, such as stone walls, gravel, and trees, and tree bark. And then finally we talked about lens flare, the do's and don'ts of lens flare. So as always, tune in next week. We'll be talking about how to take some really neat photos that you never really thought you could take. And as always, keep on snapping.